Inflammatory bowel disease. Introduction. Inflammatory bowel disease is a chronic, recurrent disease involving the mucosa of large intestine, especially of the ileum and colon. The exact mechanism and etiology of the disease is not verified, but immunity is known to be playing a role in the etiology of the disease. It comprises of two conditions: ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. Ulcerative colitis involves rectum and anal canal mainly, but may extend proximally into the colon until cecum. The mucosa involvement in ulcerative colitis is continuous and diffuse along the length of the mucosa. Crohn's disease may involve any part of the gastrointestinal tract from mouth to the anal canal, mainly extending until the ileocecal valve and ascending colon. The mucosal involvement in Crohn's disease is patchy, transmural, and may be associated with fistulas, perforations, or abscess. Medications are given to ease an acute attack and for helping maintenance of remission. Acute attacks are treated with sulfasalazine and corticosteroids, while the remission is treated with longer administration of immunomodulators like azathioprine, cyclosporin, and anti-tumor necrosis factors. 5-amino-salicylic acid compounds, 5-ASA. These include sulfasalazine, balsalazide, also known as azo compounds, ulsalazine, and various forms of mesalamine. They act by decreasing formation of inflammatory mediators and release of free radicals. Azo compounds contain amino-salicylic acid attached to an azo bond to an inert compound. In sulfasalazine, amino-salicylic acid is bound to sulfapyridine. In balsalazide, amino-salicylic acid is bound to 4-amino-benzoyl beta-alanine. And in ulsalazine, 2 amino-salicylic acid molecules are bound together. Advantage of having an azo bond causes decreased absorption of the parent drug from the small intestine. Example, 1 gram of sulfasalazine is equal to 400 milligrams of amino-salicylic acid plus 600 milligrams of sulfapyridine. They are digested and azo bond is cleaved in the terminal ileum and colon by the bacteria in the colon with the help of azo-reductase enzyme, which releases active amino-salicylic acid. Hence, drug concentration occurs in the ileum and colon. Mesalamine compounds. Other ASA formulations which are devoid of azo bonds are together called mesalamine. They are formulated for timed release of amino-salicylic acid known as pentasa or resin-coated pH-sensitive compounds known as azacol and epriso. Some are given in the form of rectal suppositories, canessa, or as an enema, roessa, for delivering high concentrations in the rectum and sigmoid colon. They are preferred for oral and topical route administration and are devoid of hypersensitivity reactions, sulfonamide related. The amino-salicylic acid compounds are the treatment of choice for mild to moderate acute attacks involving colon and terminal ileum, of ulcerative colitis, and also for maintenance of remission. These are not proven to be effective in treating Crohn's disease. However, in both ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease, where the disease is restricted to the rectum or distal colon, proctitis and proctosigmoiditis respectively, the suppositories and/or enemas can be used. Side effects are more commonly seen with slow acetylators of sulfapyridine than the fast acetylators. They include nausea, headaches, arthralgias, myalgias, and bone marrow suppression. Hypersensitivity reaction may occur with sulfapyridine, results in fever, dermatitis, and may have systemic involvement like pancreatitis, pneumonitis, anemia, pericarditis, or hepatitis. Sulfasalazine is known to be associated with oligospermia, impairs folate absorption causing folate deficiency, supplemented with 1 mg per day. Ulcerative and balsalazide induce secretory diarrhea. High-dose usage may cause renal tubular damage, interstitial nephritis, colitis. Corticosteroids. Prednisone and prednisolone are among commonly used oral glucocorticoids, while hydrocortisone is used in the form of enemas or suppositories as they increase absorption from colon and have minimal systemic side effects. Budesonide can also be used as it is a potent synthetic analog of prednisolone, as it has high affinity for the glucocorticoid receptor. Glucocorticoids act by decreasing formation of inflammatory mediators like cytokines, tumor necrosis factor, interleukin-1, interleukin-8, decrease expression of inflammatory cell adhesion molecules, and inhibit gene transcription of nitric oxide synthase, phospholipase A2, cyclooxygenase 2, and nuclear factor. They are used in patients with moderate to severe active cases. They do not have any use in maintaining disease remission. Active phase of the disease is treated with oral dose of 40 to 60 mg per day of prednisone or prednisolone. In patients with disease involving rectum or sigmoid colon, rectal administration of glucocorticoids is given. Budesonide oral dose of 9 mg per day is given for mild to moderate treatment of Crohn's disease of ileum and proximal colon as well as for ulcerative colitis. Patients of Crohn's disease who are non-responsive to budesonide are given intravenous methylprednisolone or dexamethasone or oral steroids, prednisolone. Immunomodulators, antimetabolites, purine analogs, azathioprine and 6-mercaptopurine 6-MP, cyclosporin, and tacrolimus are used for their immune suppression action. They are useful in the induction and maintenance of remission in both ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. Treatment with azathioprine and 6-mercaptopurine given for 3 to 6 months in patients with active disease and normal thiopurine S-methyltransferase activity shows 50 to 60% of them achieving remission, while 80% of the patients maintain remission. When used concomitantly in patients with long-term steroid therapy, they help in dose reduction of steroids. Azathioprine is a treatment of choice in steroid-dependent ulcerative colitis, while cyclosporin is choice of drug in steroid-resistant ulcerative colitis. Side effects include bone marrow depression, leukopenia, macrocytosis, anemia, or thrombocytopenia, and hepatic toxicity. Regular monitoring of blood counts and liver enzymes are required. Increased risk of opportunistic infections due to leukopenia is seen. Hypersensitivity reactions may occur, fever, rashes, pancreatitis, and diarrhea. Activity and levels of TPMT enzyme are done prior to initiation of therapy. They are avoided in patients with no TPMT activity and given in lower doses in patients with intermediate action. Methotrexate. It has beneficial effects in several chronic inflammatory diseases. It acts by inhibition of dihydrofolate reductase enzyme, which is essential for formation of thymidine and purines. Low doses are used in cases of inflammatory bowel disease, and they interfere with actions of interleukin-1, stimulates apoptosis and death of activated T lymphocytes. It is used for induction and maintenance of remission in Crohn's disease, and has no significant use in ulcerative colitis. It is reserved for patients who are intolerant for azathioprine. Side effects include bone marrow suppression, megaloblastic anemia due to folate deficiency, alopecia, and mucositis. Anti-tumor necrosis factor drugs, anti-TNF drugs. Tumor necrosis factor, or TNF, is one of a prominent pro-inflammatory cytokine produced in inflammatory bowel disease. It is produced by dendritic cells, macrophages of innate immune system, by the adaptive immune system, Th1 or T helper cells, and non-immune cells, fibroblasts, and smooth muscle cells. Infliximab, adalimumab, and golimumab are antibodies against IgG1 subclass, and certolizumab is a recombinant antibody with conjugated fragment antigen binding region, FAB region, with PEG, and lacks fragment crystallizable region, FC region, are approved for use in irritable bowel disease. They are helpful in patients who have minimal or no results with other drugs, and are used in acute and chronic patients with moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Dysregulation of T helper cells, Th1 response, and regulatory T cells, known as Tregs, is commonly seen in irritable bowel disease, and more frequently in Crohn's disease. Infliximab, adalimumab, and golimumab are used in acute and chronic patients with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. Infliximab is more effective in treating moderate to severe ulcerative colitis than that of adalimumab and golimumab. The time taken for clinical response while using these drugs is about 2 weeks. Side effects are mainly due to suppression of the T1 response and increased risk of infections from bacteria, sepsis, tuberculosis, opportunistic infections with invasive fungi, listeria, and reactivation of hepatitis B. Risk increases while using corticosteroids in combination. Infliximab intravenous infusions can result in acute infusion reactions. Early reactions are fever, headache, dizziness, cardiopulmonary symptoms of chest pain, dyspnea may occur, urticaria. Serious reactions include hypotension, shortness of breath, and chest discomfort, which may require extensive therapy with oxygen and corticosteroids. Anti-integrin therapy. Integrins are adhesion molecules located on the surface of leukocytes. They interact with adhesion molecules known as selectins present on the surface of the vascular endothelium, which helps in circulation of leukocytes while adhering to the vascular endothelium, and hence helps in migration of leukocytes from vessel wall into the tissues. Natalizumab and vedolizumab are the 2 approved drugs. Natalizumab is a humanized IgG4 monoclonal antibody and may increase the risk of development of progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy, PML, in the central nervous system due to reactivation of a human polyomavirus JC virus. Vedolizumab is now popularly used as second-line treatment of choice in patients with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, who cannot take anti-tumor necrosis factor agents due to non-responsiveness or side effects.